Hello everybody, we're checking out the Zoom H6 today, so let's have a look. So here is the Zoom H6 in its box. Now it actually comes like this if you buy the standard pack. So you will get, of course, the Zoom H6. Comes with a foam windshield which fits the XY capsule and the mid-side mic capsule. So with that we have the XY and mid-side mic capsule. Comes with a USB cable and a 2GB micro SD card, despite the Zoom H6 taking SD cards. So this is what comes in the box. So let's get down to the actual Zoom H6. So there are a few additional accessories that you can get to use with the Zoom H6, and they are mainly the shotgun capsule. There's a shotgun capsule available from Zoom. So it's basically a supercardioid shotgun capsule which works just like any other shotgun mic. And you can buy an additional input capsule with 2 extra XLRs, and but those don't support phantom power. And you can also buy a hot shoe mount which allows you to mount the Zoom H6 to your camera's hot shoe. But basically you can just use any other 1/4" screw to hot shoe adapter for this reason. And there's also a dead cat available for the Zoom H6, and also there is a remote control. But however, those are not included with the standard pack. So let's take a look at the Zoom H6 itself, the physical build of the Zoom H6. Now, a rather special exclusive feature to the Zoom H6 compared to other H-series Zoom recorders like the H4n, the H1, the H2, the H2n, is that the Zoom H6 has interchangeable capsules. That means you can fix quite a number of capsules to the Zoom H6. Now we have the standard XY capsule, and also we have the mid-side capsule. So you can change capsules like you would change lenses on a DSLR. So the capsules themselves are made fairly rugged. Now the H6's capsule is, I think the outer bit is metal, this bit is plastic here. However, it feels just very solid and very dense. So that's a very good thing. It has a very good audio quality. So the capsule also mounts very firmly. It doesn't wiggle, it doesn't feel like it's gonna snap off, and the mounting is fairly strong. So because to detach it, you have to pinch two sides. There are 2 release buttons on 2 sides, so you pinch and pull it out. So I'm gonna leave the XY capsule in for now. Now the exterior build for the Zoom H6 is entirely plastic, no metal, no whatsoever. Just plastic, everything's plastic. However, it does feel like high quality plastic, and the back, these bits have a rubbery feel to them, although they are still plastic, but they just have that rubbery feel to them. And I think this plate is plastic here too, but it's high quality and good plastic. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break anytime soon, so that's great. Now you have one rotary volume knob or volume dial for each channel. Now the Zoom H6 can support up to 6 channels. So however, 2 extra channels come from here. Actually, if you're using a stereo capsule here, it's a left-right channel. So this counts as 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get to set the volumes for each individual channel, which is rather good. And the volume knobs are, although plastic, but they are very smooth. So when you turn these, you can barely notice any operation noise from actually turning the capsules, the knobs themselves. So you can fade the volume very nice and discreetly without too much noise, and it's very smooth. It's a very smooth fade volume. However, one issue with these is that they cannot be locked, even with the hold function. Now, if you accidentally bump into one of these and the volume changes, now there's no way to prevent these from changing, because these are analog switches. They are physical switches, so they cannot be locked, they cannot be disabled. So bear in mind that. So along with that, you have a pad switch basically for these 4 channels. So if you activate the pad switch, basically it decreases the volume of the recording by 20 decibels for that channel. So it reduces your input gain by 20 decibels. Now along the sides here, we have the channel buttons, left, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I power this on, Zoom H6 does take a little while to power on. So, alright, we have the left, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are the channel switches. You can enable them, you can toggle them, you can enable and disable them. Basically, you are arming them for recording if you press on them. You can toggle each channel on and off using the 6 channel buttons. Now, moving on, we have playback buttons, basically stop, next track, previous track, play, pause, and the record button. Now all the buttons have the clicky feel to them except for the record button. So the record button has a more spongy, soft feel to it. Moving on, we have that 2-inch color LCD screen. So the 2-inch color LCD screen, it's not very high resolution, but it's high resolution. It's good enough to display all these that you need to see. Now the screen actually works quite well, except for one thing. So the screen scratches extremely easily, in fact stupidly easily. When I first got this, I had a few minor scratches on the screen within 2 hours of getting it. So it's very easy to be scratched, and it's a fingerprint magnet. It just attracts everything it touches. So you touch it like this and your fingerprints all over it, and it's very, very easy to scratch because I think it's plastic, it's not glass. It's a very cheap plastic shell. So what I did was I bought a screen protector. I cut it to the dimensions and I slapped it on. So with the screen protector, it solved my problem of the scratching and fingerprinting. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The Zoom H6 has an awful screen surface. So on the Zoom H6, we have 2 XLR inputs on each side. So you have 4 in total, unless of course you buy the extra XLR capsule. So these are combined XLR inputs, so you can plug in XLR and you can also plug in 1/4 inch. However, there are no, you cannot plug in any 3.5 mm accessories into these slots. The only way to put in a 3.5 mm accessory is on the side of the XY capsule. There is a 3.5 mm slot for you. So when you plug a 3.5 mm mic into it, it overrides the input of the XY capsule. But then it's the only way to plug in a 3.5 mm microphone, unless you get an adapter like this. It's a 1/4 inch to 3.5 mm adapter. You basically plug in your 3.5 mm mic and then you plug the 1/4 inch into the H6. Now on this side we have the SD card slot. It takes up to SDXC cards, extra capacity. And then we have the headphone jack for monitoring. Now we have 2 outputs on the H6. So there's one headphone jack here, and there is another output in the form of a line out in front here. So we have the output volume control, we have the power button, and we have the hold button. Basically, if you switch it to hold, now every button you press will not have any feedback because it's on hold. So it disables all pressable buttons except for the volume knobs. Now the volume knobs can still be turned and the volume will still be altered even if it's on hold. So that's again, no way to lock these knobs. And on the bottom here is where you plug in the remote control accessory. Now on this side here, you can see the menu button. So basically pressing on the menu button brings you into the menu, and while in the menu button also acts as a back button for you to go back to your previous one. So of course we have this jog wheel here. So the jog wheel is your main navigation tool. So in the menu you have to use the jog wheel to move up and down settings. So basically you can flick it down, you can flick it up, and to select you basically press the entire jog wheel inside. The jog wheel is pressable, so you can use the jog wheel will be your main navigation tool. So of course we have the mini USB here for plugging in USB accessories. On the back of the H6 you have the huge battery compartment which takes 4 AA batteries. That's quite a lot. You have a tripod mount and you have a speaker for monitoring. You have the monitor speaker, which is in fact quite loud. Alright, so let's take a look at recording with the Zoom H6. Now the Zoom H6 is able to record in WAV or MP3, so you can only select one. So you have to set the format to record in. So you can record WAV up to 96 kilohertz at 24 bits, and then for MP3 you can record up to MP3 at 320 kilobits per second. So very high data rates available, very high sample rates. And the Zoom H6 can record up to 6 channels simultaneously. So what you can do is we have one left-right channel here, and if I plug in another mic, I'm plugging in my shotgun microphone, Asden SG-M1X shotgun microphone, which is on a mic stand out of the frame right here. Let me show it to the camera. Here it is. So I'm gonna plug my shotgun mic in. So I'm plugging it into channel 1, and the XY mic is on the left-right stereo channel. So basically what I can do here is I can press the left-right channels, and it arms the stereo capsule for recording this channel here, and I can set the volume on this here, and then my shotgun mic is in channel 1, so if I enable channel 1, I can set the volume for channel 1, and there will be input from channel 1. Now if you're recording in WAV format, each channel will be saved as an individual WAV file, but if you record in MP3, it will mix down all the channels into one single stereo MP3 file. So if you're recording in WAV, you'll get one file for the left-right channel, you get one file for channel 1, one file for channel 2, one file for channel 3, one file for channel 4. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there's no way to just make it mix down into one single WAV file. However, it is possible after you record to go into the menu, and there is a mix down function somewhere, so you can mix it down after you record with the Zoom H6. Now only the stereo channel for the Zoom H6 supports stereo. Now all the other 4 channels are mono only, so if you plug in a stereo mic into one of the mono jacks, then it will be automatically mixed down into one single mono file. So there is no way to record on stereo into the 4 inputs here. However, you can do what's called a stereo link. That is, you can use it with either channel 1 with channel 2 or channel 3 with channel 4. So what I do is I press 2 of these at the same time. So if you look on the screen, it becomes channel 1 and 2 becomes one stereo channel. So what it does is I can plug the left input into channel 1, and I plug the right input into channel 2. So when I press this, they both work together as a stereo file. So basically it's the only way to do stereo with these 4 channels. You have to use one channel for left and one channel for right. So to disengage stereo link, just press them both together again, and they are offline, and you can toggle them individually.